Hi guys! Alright, so today I am going through our first pay period kind of check-in. So because we have been basically being paid within days of each other, we've been kind of on a bi-weekly setup recently. So because we're not doing paycheck to paycheck necessarily, it makes the check-ins a little hard to figure out for scheduling for the videos at least. But so I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna see how we did. I think we did pretty well in some areas not so much, but we're still very much in the well, I guess setting it up phase, really. We're still kind of, I guess, collecting data. There we go. That sounds super professional. That's what we're doing. We're collecting data and seeing where our pressure points are. So what areas we're consistently over in, what areas we might need to break down into, separate categories maybe. And you'll see that kind of as I go through. There's a couple areas, household and miscellaneous, which, I think those are just kind of a couple categories that I'm sure a lot of people kind of struggle with, whether you keep it separate or you break it down even more, so we'll see. So when we set this budget up, I had planned on $27.70 coming in, and what actually came in was $2807.31. Our mortgage actually went down, so that is exciting, and that is $776.40. And I think that was a combination of our escrow actually being short at one point, because it couldn't have been taxes that went down. I mean, that just doesn't happen. So Ashley Furniture, that was that 53 even. And then we have, there was actually a charge in here that I forgot, so I'm going to write that down at the bottom. And that is Discovery Plus. That was on, nope, that is not the 5th, that was the 4th. And that was $4.99. Just want to get that in there before I forget it. Okay, Canva was $12.95. Netflix was $13.99. So there's that increase. It finally happened. Adobe was the $31.86. ComEd, that's our electric, and that was $79. Norton, which is our, like antivirus and all that kind of stuff, that actually went up, which is interesting. I didn't know they were raising that, but that's okay. And that's $26.55. And Capital One was $140. That was a little bit higher than I thought it would be. And Bank of America was $96. Now here's a question I have for you guys, and maybe you can help me figure out what to do, or I might just be overthinking it. So today is actually the 11th when I'm filming this. So the next pay period would start today. And Bank of America, I don't know if you guys have been experiencing this or not. It seems like, I have Chase Bank, and it seems like transactions are taking a lot longer than normal to get out of that, like, pending state. So this Bank of America did not even show up as pending yesterday, which is its due date. Instead, it shows up in today, the 11th, as pending, which already puts it into that next, what would be a different sheet. So when that kind of thing happens, do you just apply it to your budget in the pay period it should have come out in? Or do you go ahead and apply it to that next budget? I guess it kind of doesn't matter if you've already budgeted for it, but I was just curious what you guys do. Because I kind of hate when that happens, because then stuff gets a little funky, with transactions and things that come out before it or after it. So, all right. So that total ended up being, I don't have my notes yet, so I'm going to go ahead and total this up. I'll do it with you guys, why not? So that is $776.40, $53, $12.95, $13.99, $31.86, $79, $26.55, $140, $96, and $4.99. Okay, so that total is, bring it up here, $1234.74. So not hugely off base, but okay, and that changes this amount, $2807.31 minus $1234.74. Okay, so that changes this to $1572.57. So that little bit of extra income there definitely helped get these two amounts pretty dang close. Okay, I'm going to bring you in a little bit here, hopefully, if this cooperates. Okay, so the cash envelopes. Here is where we had a little struggle. But like I said, I'm kind of expecting that for the next couple months while we figure out what's going to work best for us. So, medical, we were fine. That was only $55.22. So we're under there. And I'm keeping the balance in that cash envelope. I'm just going to let medical roll over. Grocery, we were $449.48. And although we're over, I'm actually really proud of us on this one. Grocery is one of those categories where we miss the mark a lot of the time. I think the issue is that I combine a lot of household products in with grocery. So anytime we need, laundry detergent and, cat litter, pet food, all those random items, it always seems to happen all at once. And then we'll have a really high bill one month. So, okay, gas, we did spend that $100. And we may need to up our gas budget. Gas has been going up quite a bit here. I don't notice it as much, but my husband does because he has a pretty big truck. So, of course, he's going to see that rise a lot quicker. Okay, and then I always just cross those. We each got our allowance, and I don't track it on here because when the allowance is gone, it's just gone. Okay, now household. This was $86.99, so a little over there. And I'm trying to even remember what that was from. Well, regardless, we went over. Eating out, we were bad. $54.04, so $154.04. So almost double. Now, this was mostly due to me, frankly, just not wanting to make dinner this week. I have not felt well for about the last week and a half. And so usually dinner is where it's going to suffer if I'm not feeling well. I think we've all been there where it's like, I just cannot make dinner tonight. And that happened a couple times. And since we're a family of 4, it's not cheap. And then miscellaneous. Now this was $133.02. So that obviously blew that out of the water. What that actually was a, and just so you know, miscellaneous is kind of like my unbudgeted or my catch-all for stuff we haven't quite figured out what category to put in. And since we're still kind of new with doing things this way, just those unexpected things or things I just didn't know were coming. So this was partially due to a hospital bill that came in back, well, it was the day before Thanksgiving, the night before Thanksgiving, and I was trying to be proactive and get a bunch of the food ready ahead of time, and bent down to get something out of lower cabinets and stood up real quick and forgot the upper cabinet was open, and I did a number on myself. I split my head pretty bad. And everyone in the emergency room couldn't believe I did that to myself with a cabinet door. So it was pretty... it was on the list of my ridiculous injuries I've had, so... but that was part of the hospital bill that came through late. I think they had gotten my insurance info wrong the first go around, so... Alright, I'm going to put a note here by grocery that I need to put, or that 412.55 is going to the Walmart card. So that 412.55 is still sitting in my account for grocery because I do grocery pickup mostly. And so I pay off the balance of that grocery each month. And our goal is to be under this $400 amount so that I can pay off extra on that Walmart card, because we do have a balance in addition to what we do each month here. So that is the eventual goal. We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay, so this total I do actually have totaled up, and that is $1108.75. So not terrible, but not great. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take 1572.57 minus 1108.75, and that is 463.82. Now I'm going to bring this up here. Okay, now we did fill all of these, so I'm just going to do that rather than you having to sit through watching me rant or all that. And that is, let's see. Okay, that left us with a balance of $133.82. And I can honestly say this is one of the first times I have actually gotten the same amount as I had in my checking. Oftentimes it'll be off, not by a huge amount, but enough to where I can't figure out what happened. So this is not happening. And I'm going to explain in my March Paycheck 2 video why we're doing things this way, but I am going to go ahead and bring that 133.82 down here into savings. So we're skipping the extra debt payment, and we're going straight to savings with this one. So that will, I'm going to make that transfer here the second I turn off the camera, and I'm also going to pay that Walmart amount, and then we will be left with a $0 budget. So I wanted to, like I said, transparency is important to me because I feel like it helps you learn. And part of that is I want you to see when I do screw up or we have a little bit of a struggle, because if you're just starting, don't be surprised if these similar things happen. And it's okay, because it's going to take you a while to figure out what's going to work for you. You see here I have quite a few sinking funds listed. I'm going to be honest, this is the first time, or since I've started making videos, this is the first time I've been doing sinking funds, because they overwhelmed me. They really, really did. It was like one more thing to remember. So if this overwhelms you, I definitely encourage you, give it a shot. Just try it. The good thing is you can always deposit it if you need to back into your checking if you made a mistake or anything like that. So, but try it. And then if you find it still is just too much to deal with, throw it in your savings. Ultimately, budgets can be very personal, and they should be. It should be whatever works for you or you and your family, whatever. So this is what we're doing right now. And then in my next video, we're going to go through Paycheck 2 and cash stuffing and all that stuff. I might make cash stuffing a separate video if it goes a little long. So, but here we go. And I'm actually pretty proud of this. Could it have been better? Sure. But in reality, we could have been left with $0 way up here and not been able to save anything. So I'm pretty happy with that. And each check that goes by, we'll learn a little more, and hopefully you will too. So I wish you happy budgeting. May you find $100 in your pocket. And same for me. All right, guys. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.